Yo, welcome to another episode of Black Man's Thoughts, man. We talking about the Baltimore Ravens, man. And, today we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens outside edge position has become the new old version of our receiver corps. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about it. What I mean by that is, for 20-something years, I watched my team struggle to draft receivers that pan out. They missed. They I don't know what they were looking at, but while other teams were just finding all these gems, the Ravens struggled mightily. Now, you have the Baltimore Ravens, who were, known as a heavy run under the last 4 years with Greg Roman. Heavy run. They didn't prioritize the pass, and they were getting left behind. The NFL moved on to all aerial attack. The Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the Patrick Mahomes became what we deem as success from the quarterback position. No longer were the power runs, the Jamal Lewis's, the Derrick Henrys. It starts phasing out. So the Baltimore Ravens were behind. So now we get this great aerial attack. We didn't move into the 21st. We're moving into this century, and we got receivers. We started getting these talented receivers, fast receivers. But now the Baltimore Ravens are now behind in the edge room. And they've been there for a while now. They used to get these big, blocky outside linebackers, while Pittsburgh was getting receivers, edge and outside linebackers who could dip, who could spin, power rush. No. And now we're at a position, now it's year after year. It's like, wait a minute. Why are we striking out on what used to be our strength? The Baltimore Ravens blitz more. They were blitz more. They were Terrell Suggs, Adalius Thomason. They were hit after hit after hit. Peter Bulwer were. They were hit. They were going crazy. They were rivaling Pittsburgh as linebacker U. What happened? What I don't understand from EDC is a lot recently, our best pass rushers have been from other teams. The Ravens have not prioritized getting the quarterback down on the ground. They went through a weird era where they were talking about pressures were more important under Wink Martindale. None of that shit worked. Wink Martindale I don't remember the Giants being the number one best pass rush team since he's been there. The Ravens have struggled mightily. Not in the sense of, okay, they were top last year in sacks, but from the edge position, they're not getting it done. And what's happening is these quarterbacks are getting the ball out quicker. They're getting out 2 seconds, 2.3 seconds, 2.5 seconds. You need players who specialize in disrupting the pass. You need some quickness. You need a dip, a spin. You need to get to that quarterback quickly. And the Baltimore Ravens, my team, has failed to do so year after year. And what really grinds my gear is I don't see how we've done that when we've stockpiled all these draft picks. With all these draft picks, how do you continuously miss on edge rushers? And why are continuously the best edge rushers on our team from other teams? We done brought in Dr. Rush. We done brought in this, a guy, and I'm sure the brother is great at what he does, teaching information on how to pass rush, but are you telling me that they were so behind because Odafe was talking about, yeah, we had good linebackers, but they didn't play. They didn't teach me the nuances. They didn't teach me on the history. I'm learning so much from this position. Well, what the hell were they teaching? Why does he feel like, oh man, I'm finally learning what it is to be an outside pass rusher? What the hell were they teaching? Now he's learning moves. Well, what the hell were they teaching before? Dalen Hayes, Paul Kruger, what's his name? Kamila Correa. What happened with these guys were they were moved from position to position to position, and they weren't able to develop. And that is a John Harbaugh problem. And you can't sit there and tell me that it's the lack of these outside edge coaches who've been coaching for years all of a sudden get here and it's like these guys aren't able to perform. It has to be a system flaw. Now we've got a new coach in Mike McDonald who's doing a great job, but so now you're telling me it's not the coordinator. It's not the pass rush specialist, because the guys are saying he's teaching me a lot. So it has to be something within this scheme that is not allowing the players to get there successfully. You can't tell me you switched from Martindale. It didn't work. Mike McDonald isn't getting it done. You've added a pass rush specialist isn't working. The only common denominator is John Harbaugh or EDC, who's drafting the talent. Let me know what you think. Do you think that is a reach? Do you think that EDC has failed in his approach on how he looks at today's game as far as letting it be a benefit for the edge room? Because it doesn't seem like there is it seems like it now, they put an effort in drafting Adafio. I mean they drafted Adafio away. They drafted his running mate Ojabo. Okay, but after that, what have they done? Our best pass rushers have been from other teams. We have Tavius Robinson, who played, but he looks the same. He looks the same mode. Move, try to get a hustle sack. I didn't see no moves. I didn't see no spins. I didn't see no burst. Javarius Moon off the practice squad. Nothing. Who else? Malik Harrison. He's a middle linebacker. Playing more at outside linebacker. It's the same situation where these guys aren't put in their position to succeed. Why? What are they seeing at practice that it says that, hey, this guy is a successful Ohio State middle linebacker, but when we get here, we're going to put him at, I think at Ohio State he played both, but here we're going to put him mostly at outside pass rusher. When in high school, and in college, I don't remember him being a dominant pass rusher. I don't see him with any moves except being a Jared Johnson type and he just seals the edge well. Well, guess what? This isn't 90s football. They need people not just to seal the edge well, but to actually affect the pass. Bowser, when they let Bowser rush, he gets to the doggone quarterback. The problem is Bowser drops back mostly in coverage. It's getting to the point now where our best pass rushers are not even edge. They're a middle linebacker and Queen and a strong safety. That doesn't bode well for the amount of effort you're putting into the edge room. If you're going to tell me that you want to stop wasting money, then what you have to do is actually get production out of the draft picks. How do you get production out of the draft picks? Well, you draft talent. You go against the grain and stop drafting the mold that has continuously not giving you sacks. Go against the grain. At some point in time, you have to say this system is a failed system. I'm not saying that EDC or Mike McDonald are bad at what they do, but I think that they've become mundane on how they look at the position, and they have to take the same philosophy what they're now judging and grading receivers. They have to now look at that and say, now we have to take the same approach, and now we must look at different techniques or different what we're viewing differently when we're grading the edge room as a pass rusher. Because you're not telling me that everybody in the AFC North they've got this dominant guy. They've got this go-to guy in the AFC North, from Hightower to TJ Watt, from Garrett to Sam Hubbard, and his running mate, the other white, what was the white dude's name? Sam Hubbard and something else. You're not going to tell me that they can develop these guys, but we can't, and we're mostly a defensive team. We've literally have an outside linebacker coach named Dr. Rush, and we're not getting any rush. We're blitzing to get the sacks because our four-man rush isn't getting there. I mean, yeah, we've had injuries after injuries after injuries, but even the backups don't even look like they have any pass rush naturalness. But Ham does. I like Ham. Ham looks like he looks like he's a natural bender. He looks like he bends the edge well. Dalen Hayes looked like he bends the edge well. I would like to know why Dalen Hayes didn't work out. Obviously, other teams didn't want him, so obviously the Ravens aren't crazy. They are a very good scouting and judge of talent. But I think that they have to start looking at a different mold when it comes to how they judge a pass rusher. You have to adapt. If you adapt with the receivers and understand it is a passing league, do you have to adapt when it comes to the edge room too, and how you grade? Okay, are we going to continue to get the Brent Urbans, a good hard worker who, maybe once every season he may have one block punt? He's a grinded out guy, I don't remember Brent Urban being known for, lost for tackles. It's not like he's just a monster on the D-line. He's 6'7", he's a hustle guy, but Jesus Christ, I mean, he's not going to impact the game too much. You have to start looking at guys who can impact the game. They don't have to all be number one draft picks. Look at Hightower. But Hightower was a natural pass rusher who can naturally bend coming out of Charlotte. How's it that the Ravens aren't looking at that? Look at the Steelers. They got some guy named Heiberg or some crap like that. It seems like he's a guy that in a few years or a year or so, he's going to be a pretty damn good player. Who do we get that we like, okay, man, he's going to be adding a lot of pressure on the quarterback? Clowney, Van Hoy from other teams, And then I just don't get it. I don't get how a team that's gotten so many draft picks has missed so much, and it's not even talked about on, like, wait a minute, bro. Yeah, the receivers are the sexy pick, but the running mates are the opposite to the receiver besides the cornerback in a passing league is that diva pass rusher. Some guy when he can line up doing basketball moves and shit and still get a sack like Garrett. When you playing on Mahomes, like after every break of the huddle, Mahomes like, where's this dude at? Where this fool at now? Because I know he coming. We don't have that. And if they do, it's from another team. What I seen from Latavius Robinson did not strike fear in any quarterback. It was the same old, bruh, and then hopefully if you scramble from, holding the ball too long, maybe I can get to you type of shit. Why isn't there more of an effort, or more of a conversation on why aren't we developing pass rushers in the pass rushing league? Why isn't there enough pressure on John Harbaugh to explain, wait a minute, John, or EDC? It's mostly EDC now. You didn't made a conservative effort to throw minimum money at the edge position. A concerted effort to draft as many. I mean, what the draft before, the 2 drafts ago, he kept all the draft picks and got all these 4th and 5th and 6th round guys. When, truthfully, if you really want to swing for the fences, you're going to trade some of them things and get a dog. Jalen Carter, how do you pass up on something like that? How? I don't know, man. We have to scrap the prototype of what we're thinking of an edge rusher in Baltimore. We have to go back to the drawing board because it's a passing league, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Like, subscribe, share, man. This your boy, Yeshi Yahoo, man. What do you think about the edge position in Baltimore, man, and how we're developing and how we're drafting, man? Let me know. Drop a comment. We got to get these subscribers up, man. Let me know, man. Shalom, shalom. Peace.